What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about what happens if Mass Effect Legendary Edition sells well. So, this is a game we've talked quite a lot about for many, many months when it was just a rumor, just a small little infant game, right? When next to nobody believed it, but the true diehards, I would say, were in the camp for it. And now here we are. We're about a month away, a little bit more than a month, like a month and a week, and the game's out. And it's going to be very exciting. I'm going to be covering it a ton on the channel leading into it. This is kind of the first video to kind of start us off. I kind of want to do weekly videos on this game, and then when the game comes out, we're going to cover it like crazy, okay? There's going to be lots of videos, and I thought, this would be kind of a cool thing because I don't even necessarily know if the game's success means anything about like future Mass Effects, because we know they are making another Mass Effect game. So it's interesting, when you have a remaster, and it's been done before, sometimes they'll throw hints in there, whether it's trophies or achievements, like their names, or maybe they add like a thing at the end to say like there's more to come, stuff like that, where they could tease future stuff, or the success or failure of it will influence what happens next. Like if the remaster or remake does good, maybe there's more of them, right? We've seen it with Crash, the Sly trilogy back in the day when they did the Sly remaster. There was the Platinum Trophy teased a Sly 4 was coming. So there's different ways of doing it. And again, for Mass Effect, it's not necessarily that, because we know they are making a brand new Mass Effect game. And I don't think like if this game fails, if Legendary Edition sells like 2 copies. Now, okay, if it did that, obviously there'd be quite a big problem. But if the game financially doesn't do all that well, I don't think that'll stop the new Mass Effect. I don't think they'll say, okay, cancel it. I really don't think that would happen. But on the flip side, what does success mean? That's what I want to talk about in this video. And again, it's not even necessarily tied to Mass Effect. So before I get too far in, make sure as always, if you guys are new here, or if you guys have been here and you haven't yet, make sure as always you guys are subscribed, have the bell icon turned on so you know all these videos go up. We're pushing very hard for 50,000 subscribers. I think we can get there relatively soon, so would love to have you guys here. And also, my second channel, I do have a second channel. We're pushing for 3,000 subscribers. It's called Podcast Now Plus. Link for it's in the description, or obviously you can just look it up over on YouTube if you guys would. Again, support me over there. That would be awesome as well. So the biggest thing to me when I think of what this trilogy could do if it does well is more remasters. Now, EA doesn't really do this. Now, they've kind of, they did Need for Speed. That was kind of their first official test. This, I would say, though, is like the real deal. They really haven't done much of this at all. And this is the first, thrust of, okay, it makes sense. These people loved the original 3 Mass Effects. People did not love Andromeda. We want to make more Mass Effects. We are making a new Mass Effect, and we want to give what people have very fond memories of. We want to give that back to them in a remaster form. Obviously, make more money. That's what a lot of companies obviously go to first, but that's the deal, right? Understandable, I would say, but the first real push in this direction. Now, I have long talked about games that maybe have no chance of coming out, maybe have a little bit of a chance. And one of the games I've talked about is Dead Space. Could we get a Dead Space remaster? Could we get a new Dead Space? I mean, I would obviously love, I get that the company who made that, their new game is in the same kind of realm as it, but I would love more Dead Space games, okay? I would love a remaster. While 3 was different, I really loved 1 and 2, like quite a bit. So to get a remaster of that, so that's kind of the point of this video. I would say if Mass Effect Legendary Edition sells well, we could see many, many remasters to come of their properties, of EA's properties. And I think that, and I think I've said it before, it's very possible they already have some of these in the works, and they're just waiting for like certain things to happen before they announce them. But I think it makes a lot of sense that if this trilogy sells well, they look back and they say, okay, what are some other franchises that maybe we killed, like on accident or on purpose, like Dead Space, and then a couple others? What are some franchises that we think could do well, in people's homes again? And can we put that out? So Dead Space is the first one to me. I know other people will go to just other games in general, that some of their old-time favorites from EA. I mean, we've talked a lot about going down like the Star Wars route, even like the Knights of the Old Republic thing. They could very potentially be working on those kind of behind the scenes and just not announcing it yet. But that's kind of the main thing. I think, obviously, success for these 3 in the Mass Effect realm is big. I think it's probably a confidence booster as you look at the team working on the new Mass Effect. If the game doesn't do so well, then I think Well, pressure kind of goes up no matter what. If the game doesn't do well, then it's like, okay, do people still care about Mass Effect? Now, I think the answer is an easy yes, and I don't even think we have to worry about that because I do think the game is going to sell really well. Those games back then, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, sold very, very good, okay? So I think people will be very willing to rebuy it, to just experience one of those 3 games, 2 of the 3 games. Like I said, even for me, I'm a big Mass Effect guy. I never played the first one. I played 2 and 3, and when I played 2, I did it where you could pick like the biggest decisions of 1. That's what I did. So, even for someone like me, I cannot wait. I can't wait to replay 2 and 3 because I just love those games so much. Even though 3's ending is 3's ending, I think building up to 3, or like as 3 goes on and you're like assembling everybody and you're going in, you're saying, hey, I did you a lot of favors in 2, time to repay all the favors, and you're doing that with like every race, every planet known to man. You're just doing that. You're like, hey, you owe me a favor, come fight for me. And you assemble your armada, right? I mean, that's just, I've never experienced something like that in a game before. And so while the ending was the ending, I cannot wait to replay specifically 2 and 3, but then I've never played 1. And I mean, I've seen 1, I know what happens in 1, stuff like that, but I've never played it. And this one, as we've seen in Legendary Edition, 1 is not a remake, but it's definitely like higher up than a remaster, whereas 2 and 3 are like kind of just basic remasters. 1 is like, we're really going to push to make 1 really, really special. Okay, so I think people are going to be buying this game for a variety of reasons. I think this game is going to do really well. So I don't think we have to worry about it doing bad. But again, on the Mass Effect side, if it does well, that still is pressure on the new team to make the new Mass Effect game, because it's like, okay, people are more excited than ever. People are reminiscing and playing the better of the Mass Effect games. Because Andromeda, I mean, there are people that kind of give it slack, and maybe I think it's a little bit more well-received now than it was. I'm not giving that game slack. That game was an absolute train wreck from start to finish. I'll never forgive it. I'm not going back to like replay it to like give it a chance like however many years later. I'm not going to be that person. That's just not me. I'm not going to do that. I think the game is what the game is. I want what made Mass Effect 1 through 3 special. I think that's kind of the majority of people's opinions of what they want. I think they know that. So that's what I think. I think that it probably will add pressure to them to make, the new one even better, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think you kind of want that. And then on the EA side, I do think it sends a message that's like, okay, more remasters, let's do Dead Space. And the thing is, when you do Dead Space, when you do Knights of the Old Republic, when you do, I don't know, EA Skate, all these different stuff, whatever, properties, and I'm sure I'm forgetting like very easy, basic ones, but when you do all these, some of them don't have futures. Like, let's say Dead Space. If you did a Dead Space remaster, there's really no future right now, currently, for Dead Space. But, unlike Mass Effect, right, because Mass Effect's getting the remaster, but it's also getting a new game. And even before we knew about the new game, we knew that they were probably working on a new game because there was a lot of talk, and they said like the franchise wasn't dead. It was like just in like cryo sleep where they'd come back to it, all that kind of stuff. Dead Space, though, is gone. So what I like about it is this gives a chance for other games to get a remaster, which could then give their franchises a chance to continue. Because what if Dead Space Remaster comes out, it sells enormously well, there's a message sent to EA that says, we want more new Dead Space, and they make a new Dead Space. You know what I mean? So I think that the power is pretty powerful. I mean, literally, it's in the word, right? It's very powerful, and I think it kind of weirdly all starts with this, with Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So there's a lot, I would argue, riding on this game, not even Mass Effect related, right? So let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? What do you think happens if the game does well? Maybe more Mass Effect games, maybe more, separate side stuff. Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on so all these videos go up. Again, if you guys want to sub to my second channel, Podcast Now Plus, link for that is in the description below. Thank you all for watching. More Mass Effect videos. I'll try to do at least one a week as we get closer to the game, and I hope to see all of you there.